Yo, what's going on? Welcome back to Daily Football Zone. I'm your host, Kev. It's Wednesday, March 23rd. I'm here to break down yet another trade, another big trade, not just a small trade. Obviously, I didn't talk about Case Keenum being traded to Buffalo. Not a small trade. This is a huge trade. And it's our ninth trade within the past, 16 days? First it started off with Russell Wilson, Carson Wentz. You had Khalil Mack traded, Amari Cooper, Yannick Ngakoue, Devontae Adams, Deshaun Watson, Matt Ryan, which I did do a video about. I also did a video about Deshaun Watson a couple days ago as well. But now the next big trade that happened around the league is wide receiver Tyreek Hill being traded to the Miami Dolphins. Now, who would have thought that this would have happened this morning? Who woke up thinking Tyreek Hill was about to be dealt? Because I for sure didn't. Last time I thought I heard was that he was looking for a new contract, and we thought he was going to stay in Kansas City. You have Mahomes there. You got Travis Kelce. Obviously, you need to pay Kelce as well. Tyreek Hill wants a new contract, and you're paying Mahomes a boatload of money. So you didn't think you were gonna break that band. You didn't think you're gonna get rid of them three. You think that's the heart of that team. They won it. They won the Super Bowl a couple years ago, and they win again not this year, but the season before, and ultimately lost to the Buccaneers, got whooped. But they went to back Super Bowls, won one, lost the other. But who would have thought? Who would have thought Tyreek Hill was going to be traded in general, but to the Miami Dolphins as well? So that Miami team, they're making moves this free agency, and I'll break it down in just a second. But first, I'll get into the trade details. So the trade details from Miami, Tyreek Hill to Miami, is that Miami's given up a 2022 first-round pick, second-round pick, and fourth-round pick. Also, a 2023 fourth and sixth-round pick for Tyreek Hill, which is a lot. That's 5 picks. I mean, that's more than what the Raiders got for Devontae Adams, which was just a first and second round pick this year. And they also paid him big money. They gave him a 4-year extension worth $120 million, $72.2 million guaranteed, with a signing bonus of $52.5 million. So Tyreek Hill is about to make a boatload of money. He's already under contract for this year. So so in total, he's making $141.6 million. So he just became a wealthy man. You can say well deserved. He's one of the most elusive, fast, playmaking receivers you got in the game. So I'm not faulting. I wouldn't be upset if I'm a Miami fan giving him that money. He's well deserved. So yeah, they're making a lot of moves. And just to go over kind of who Tyreek Hill, I made a little edit, but he's a Super Bowl champion, 3-time first team All-Pro, a second team All-Pro, and a 6-time Pro Bowler. And he's coming off a season where he recorded 111 receptions, over 1,200 yards, and 9 touchdowns, just one short of 10. So he is a playmaker on the field. Obviously, he can do it in the run game, do it in as well in the return game, and obviously what he is in the pass game. So, and going into this Mike McDaniel offense, that's going to be one of the fastest offenses, if not the fastest offense in the league, when you already got Jalen Waddle lining up with him, who's pretty damn fast. So, and you saw what the 49ers did specifically last year with Mike McDaniel as offensive coordinator, where they utilized Deebo Samuel in the run and pass game, where it made him, I'm sure he went to the Pro Bowl. I'm like 99.9% sure on that. I could be wrong though, but I'm sure he went to the Pro Bowl, and he had a career year, and coming off injury the year before. So see what he can do in a Mike McDaniel offense in Miami. See what Tyreek Hill, even Jalen Waddle can do. It's if I'm an opposing defense, man, you guys better start targeting some speed, because they're gonna need it going up against specifically them two week in and week out. But that's the thing. It's not just Tyreek Hill that you got to be worried about, because you still got Myles Gaskin. But I'm gonna talk about some of the free agents they brought in. They brought in not just Tyreek Hill, but Teron Armstead yesterday. Paid him some good money. I thought he should have got more, but he's making up to, I think it's $87 million after incentives, which I thought he would at least get 90 at least, but he's one, if not one of the best offensive tackles in the game. So he's headed to Miami. They also addressed the guard position with Connor Williams, which is good for Tua because their offensive line wasn't that great last year, and they definitely need to protect what they drafted for a franchise quarterback back in 2020. It's with the, what was it, fourth overall pick. But you need to protect your quarterback. That's a known fact that the quarterback can only be under pressure for so long before they start making mistakes or get hurt. So to get arguably the best tackle in the league in Teron Armstead, and then you bring Connor Williams as well. But not just that, like they targeted also another receiver in Cedric Wilson Jr. from Dallas, which I thought that was a good signing because when they lost Michael Gallup and Amari Cooper's always in and out. Cedric Wilson was still that role guy that you can count on third down. So that's another good signing, a good depth signing for sure. When you already got Jalen Waddle and then now Tyreek Hill. And then you bring in Chase Edmonds, who's a pretty good back. Left Arizona, went to Miami. When, like I said, they already got Myles Gaskin, but then you also bring in Raheem Mostert, who's familiar with the 49ers offense, familiar with Mike McDaniel. So I'm sure he's going to be familiar with the Dolphins game plan. But then you also bring in Teddy Bridgewater, who's the backup Tua, because obviously the question marks around Tua, if not just injuries, but then just playmaking abilities and decision making, to see if he's even going to be the franchise quarterback or not. I guess you bring in Teddy to serve as a backup because you never know what could happen. Tua's dealt with a lot of injuries in his not just pro career, but going back to his collegiate level, he's had injuries. I mean, he his last year at Alabama, he was injured. So going into the draft, that was a question mark. So Teddy Bridgewater's a decent signing. Have as your backup. Obviously, I don't see him being a starter in the league ever again. But to have him as a backup, that's a solid signing. And then you bring in fullback Alec Ingold from he was a pretty good fan favorite fullback for the Raiders. I know a lot of Raider fans were sad to see him go, so they bring in him knowing that they're gonna. It's not just gonna be the passing game; they're gonna be running the ball a lot. When you're gonna bring in Alec Ingold, you got speed at the receiver that you can do. Run the same type of plays you did in San Francisco with Deebo Samuel. You can use Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle for it. Then you bring in Edmonds. You still got Gaskin, and then you bring in Mostert, and then even Salvin Ahmed was a serviceable back. So it might be scary down in the South Beach. And then they also tagged Mike Gesicki, and then they also brought back another tight end, Smythe, I think his name, Smythe. So they signed him to I think a 2-year deal, if I'm correct. So really, there's gonna be no excuses for Tua. There's no excuse for Tua. Like, it's either you're it or you're not, because you got the talent and you got a young defense that it's not that bad. It's actually pretty good. And you re-signed him, Emmanuel Ogbah, gave him pretty good money. You got corners back there and Xavier Howard, and then Javon Hollins going into his second year at safety. Like, you got a lot of good pieces back there and on the defensive side of the ball as well. And then just adding Tyreek Hill, and they gave up a boatload of picks, but it's kind of worth it when you got somebody with that speed and playmaking ability. When you're in a division with the Buffalo Bills and the New England Patriots, who both made the playoffs last year, and then of course the Jets, but they're trying to be up and coming. Obviously, when you draft Zach Wilson and with you bring in a new head coach, so they're under a whole new rebuild. But speaking of the Jets, though, they were also the other team that was in on this trade. Like, it was between the report was just like no other teams was really in the report other than the Jets and the Jets and the Dolphins. So I'm sure to see you guys lose this trade to your rival, the Jets are probably not happy about that. And to be honest, the Chiefs would have been dumb to take their offer, because the report was that they offered the 35th, 38th, and 69th overall pick from this year's draft for Tyreek Hill and the 103rd overall pick. So no doubt, when you got Miami giving a first, a second, and a fourth this year alone, and then you also give up a fourth and sixth next year, like, yeah, you're not they're gonna go with Miami, obviously, even though the first round pick's like 29th. I think they got from San Francisco, I believe. That and it's still a first round pick. So if I'm Miami, I'm stoked. I mean, yeah, you lose a first and a second and a fourth this year, but Like, you went so hard in free agency where you're not really losing any sleep for those picks because you kind of addressed a lot of needs in free agency. But and I'm surprised, and it's crazy that they didn't have to give up Jalen Waddle, because I'm sure, why, if you're the Chiefs, you think you'd want at least a young talent and like Waddle in replacement, because he got the speed and he obviously showed glimpses of glimpses as a rookie. Obviously, he can be a playmaker. I'm surprised they didn't ask for Waddle in that trade. So if I'm Miami, I'd definitely be stoked that you didn't have to give up a young talent like Jalen Waddle. But now it's just the concerns with Kansas City, because Kansas City, you signed Juju to a 1-year deal worth up to like 10 million, I believe it was, after incentives. Is he going to be a number one guy, or you think at 29th overall, they got it? Or is it 28th? It's 28th or 29th. It could be 29th. I might just be overthinking it now, but you think they're going to go receiver at that spot? And I don't see. You could have Juju as your number one, but honestly, he's solid as a number two, and you saw that when Antonio Brown was the number one in Pittsburgh. He had his best career year as a number two with Pittsburgh. And then other receivers, you guys, who Mecole Hardman, he hasn't panned out. Obviously, he's a serviceable guy, but he's not a number one or a number two. Josh Gordon, who's out of his prime. And then they signed Corey Coleman. Yes, I believe it was yesterday, and then they have Marquez Valdez-Scantling coming in for a visit today, which there's no report of a signing or reaching an agreement. But they got to address the receiver position. If it's, you still got guys out there like T.Y. Hilton. OBJ is obviously going to miss some time, but, even if you bring him, and then if you can have later down the stretch when it comes down to, seedings for the playoffs, if you're in the AFC West, which it has a lot of talent now. We'll see even if you're playing for the playoffs, because you got the Broncos again trading for Russell Wilson. Like, I broke down a lot of those trades were from the AFC West. You got Russell Wilson. The Raiders traded Yannick, and they got Rocky Ya-Sin from it, but you signed Chandler Jones, so you're pairing Max Crosby with Chandler Jones, and you get a young corner as well. And then the Chargers, they signed J.C. Jackson. You trade for Khalil Mack. And then you address the interior D line. You address the interior D line, getting Sebastian Joseph Day, who's familiar with Brandon Staley. And you got Austin Johnson as well. The AFC West is going to be good, and I would say even the AFC East at this point, because the Bills are coming off coming off a playoff season. So is the Patriots. They're coming off a playoff season. So that leaves Miami's obviously got the talent to contend, and then Jets are the Jets. They might be a year or so from trying to contend, but as right now, they're looking like they're going to be the fourth place again. But again, each year it seems like there's a team that surprises. So who knows? Maybe Miami might not live up to the hype, and maybe somehow Jets can leap them. You never know, because no one thought the Bengals were going to make it to the Super Bowl, let alone the playoffs. So you can't. I'm not at this point. I'm looking at I'm not going to doubt any team unless I see that they're somewhat making moves. Obviously, I'm gonna doubt Houston, but Jets, you never know if they can. They address the defense side of the ball. They they got young receivers and Elijah Moore, and then you still got Corey Davis. I still think they need to address the receiver position though, because Braxton Berrios, a lot of people say he's an underrated guy, but he's good on the special teams, and I wouldn't want him as my number 3, even if it's like a slot. You could throw him in the slot, but I'd still want a better receiver. And they might target that in the draft. They might target another offensive lineman to pair with Mekhi Becton, or they got Laken Tomlinson. So they're making moves. So I'm not gonna say don't sleep on the Jets, but you never know, if they make the right moves, they could within the next couple of years, if Zach Wilson pans out and then Robert Saleh pans out, they can be contending as well. But yeah, that's pretty much my just a quick video. We're almost at 15 minutes, so yeah, just a quick video. If you like the channel, we got more content coming soon. We're gonna have some mock drafts coming soon, some live stream mock drafts coming soon too. But feel free to leave a comment, let me know, is Miami going to be a top 10? Is Miami going to be a top 10 offense? I won't say top 5. Is Miami going to be a top 10 offense in 2022? Let me know in the comments. Yeah, leave a like, leave the comment, subscribe to the channel. Feel free to share. I appreciate all the people that share the videos or watch the videos. I appreciate all of you. I still plan on doing a giveaway soon. Maybe it might be a maybe it might be a Tyreek Hill Dolphins jersey. We'll see. We'll see. But yeah, I appreciate all the support. I appreciate everyone's time, and hope all of you guys have a great night. And see you on the next video.